Doctor. Thank you very much. I am an assistant professor in Kazim University, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Today's topic, at least you would be happy to see the great leaders. We are all fans of at least one or two of them. Presuppositions in the victory speeches of President Trump, President Biden, and PM Modi. That is my topic. Now, by the end of this presentation, I think all of you would become a linguist. It's very easy to do a presentation like that, to do a research like this. You would be knowing. Today, I think I will be enlightening you all. If you are from English department or English language department or English linguistic department, you can do a research on this, very interesting one. So we are going to study about presuppositions. Now you see that speaker A says, Jacob has stopped turning into a werewolf, okay, on full moon. On seeing this statement, he has stopped turning into a werewolf. So my question to you, was he used to turn into a werewolf before? Can you answer this question? Was he used to turn into a werewolf before? On seeing this statement, Jacob has stopped turning into werewolf. Jacob has stopped turning into werewolf. So my question is, was he used to turn into a werewolf before? Can you answer me? That is presupposed to assume. Presuppose means assuming. Sentence A is said to presuppose the sentence B. Speaker A is asking, Jacob has stopped turning into a werewolf every full moon. So that means speaker B knows earlier he used to turn. Now he has stopped means earlier he used to turn into a werewolf. So we are able to understand, deduce something from the sentence spoken. And this is called presupposition types. All these one, definite descriptions, fact, predicatives, counterfactual, state verbs, temporal, cleft sentences, questions, all these are presuppositional types. And we have some triggers that gives us clues. Triggers are nothing but clues. These clues help us to find the type of presupposition. We are able to understand the speaker by these words. Long since we know there is a close connection between the linguists and the politicians, statesmen. Actually, they are very much fascinated by the speeches of the politicians. Always they do researches on them. That is what I have given in these lines. Linguists have always been fascinated by the tight relationship between language and the statesman. So that in order to communicate specific meanings, what do these statesman, politician want to convey to the others? Presupposition is defined by Atmajan. It is an implicit assumption about the world or background belief relating to an utterance. Background belief, the speaker knows this. And the three politicians whom I told you, they know that is what they expect from their audience. So they believe that the audience would do the needful, are doing it. That is what we have in their discourses, in their speeches. And Janum in 2019, in his study on Clinton's testimony and his speech after that trial, he found that the type of existential presuppositions were there in Clinton's speech. Whereas Khalil in 2010, he found out, he examined how presuppositions were underlying all the six distinct texts. And this present study is unique in its own way. What is the research gap? There was no comparison between the leaders of two different nationalities. Now here I have taken upon President Trump, Biden, as well as from Indian side, Prime Minister Modi. So this is unique in this way. There was no such comparison earlier. When we talk of Biden, he is an orator, persuasiveness we say, forcing people, language, people have a language power, they are able to persuade others. They are good at their speeches. While in speech, it is more significant for the addresser to build up an eager and mutually reliant relationship with the audience, and he's able to do. In this text, Joe Biden chose letters. He uses the word letters in his speech, and that is how he brings a close connection between him and his audience. When you talk of Modi, he has become the world #1 leader with a lot of admirers, fans around the world because of his speeches. He used his persuasive technique to attain the highest position, and he has attained even political gains. This study finds out the number of triggers. Actually, what is this study? This study finds out in quantitatively how many triggers are there in the speeches of these three leaders. The first type, as I told you, factive presupposition. This is identifying the presence of some verbs. Some verbs such as realize, be glad, they tell you, they give you that presupposition. See now, Lauren raised, Rana ate a sandwich. So what do we get when you see the word realize, regretted, liked? You know that the rest of the sentence is a true one. Lawrence realized Rana ate a sandwich. What do you get by this sentence? Rana ate a sandwich. That means she didn't realize that she was ill. But what do you understand from this? She was ill. This is called fact. You are getting some fact. These verbs didn't realize or announced or was aware, liked, regretted, realized. These words tell you that the rest of the sentence is a fact. You are able to get at the fact. And in these three leaders' speeches, how many factive presuppositions were there? You can find the first set is all the first set is of Modi, and the second set is of Trump, and third one about Biden. So you find all the three of them have used factive presuppositions. So there is the second one, non-factive presupposition. It's an assertion refer to something that is not true. For example, I dreamed. When I say I dreamed, no, the rest of the thing is not, hasn't happened. So the verb dreamed, imagined, and pretended. She pretended as if she were ill. She pretended as if she were ill means she was not ill. Okay, so it is pretension. She is acting. So it gives you the non-fact that you are able to understand. And did they use these leaders? They were very good ones, good statesmen after all. And you can see the dream word was used by them, non-factive. The other verbs were not at all used. And all the three of them have used the word dreams. Dreams. They were talking about the dreams. The third one, counterfactual presupposition. It is the assumption that what is presupposed is untrue. So the sentence gives you the untrue one. See, if you were my daughter, I would not allow you to do so. If you were my daughter, so what are you getting? You are not my daughter. If I were rich, when I say if I were rich, you know I am not rich. So how many counterfactual were there? We saw all the three of them have used to be role like this. There was one. Existential presupposition. This is the fourth type. That is, it is telling it is there. These verbs tell you it is there. It is living, like it exists. For example, the student fell asleep. When you have the student, there is a student, you know. And Atif is a bachelor. That is, Atif is unmarried male person. When I say Atif is a bachelor, you deduce many things, that he is unmarried and he is a male, he is not a young boy. And this also we find in 2-3 categories they have used. You see Modi, PM Modi has used 26 and 111, altogether 137 of this type. whereas Trump has used 75 and 78 altogether, 153 presuppositions of this type Trump has used, and Biden has used 144 of them. Then the fourth type is a structural. Fifth type is structural presupposition. It is the assumption associated with the use of the structures, like all the WH questions. So when did she travel to the USA? That means she traveled. You are the time she traveled to the USA, you are getting some, you already, I know that she has traveled, and when I ask the question, when did she travel to the USA, then that information is there. Only you need the time only you don't know, but she has traveled. You are getting the presupposition of that. And where did you buy the book? If I ask you, where did you buy the book? That means you bought the book. The listener perceives that the information presented necessarily true or intended as true by the speaker. So even this one we find, and this is a little complicated one, with who and what we did not find in Modi's speech, other two have done. But in cleft, there is another one in the cleft sentence in the same type. The cleft sentences, there are 3 in the Modi speech and 3 more in Trump's, and even Biden has used them. Then lexical presupposition, in using one word, the speaker can act as if another meaning will be understood by the people. Mary stopped running, that is, he used to run. You are late again, you were late before. That means if I tell you, you are late again, you think of a teacher telling the student, you are late again, then you understand the student used to be late at least, or at least once he was late. Are you still such a bad driver? That means you were a bad driver. Rana stopped eating a sandwich at 2 p.m. Rana started eating a sandwich at 2. Words of judgment. Lawrence blamed Rana for eating the sandwich. That means he faults Rana for eating the sandwich. You are getting some triggers are helping you to find more meaning. And what about these 3 leaders? All of them have used them. You see the presupposition, the number of presuppositions used by the 3 leaders. PM Modi has used the most of all. Earlier studies, if I say in one short story, we find 192 of definition, altogether just 200. In a short story you find only 200 of them. But these speeches you have seen earlier, now in the previous slide, if I go back, you can see they used more than 150. Just in a speech they use so many presuppositions. That means they are very good at their language power, and the speeches are very smart and making short and crispy. It makes you, instead of talking for hours, it gives you a long narrative into a shorter nutshell. This study detailed presupposition, its types, pragmatic application, and carried out on the speeches of 3 leaders. All of them, what is the result of it? All of them had used presuppositions, and they used many of them. And what is benefit of this study? You know, among all the parents, what do the parents want? They want the students, their wards, to learn everything, to know, to use it at their ease while writing, while speaking. That is there. Such presuppositional studies about great leaders would help us to be interested in their talk, to know a lot of inner meanings, and how to speak very fluently, how to analyze the language. These are the things people learn. One example of this, if you get a list of presuppositional triggers, anybody and everybody can do a research of this kind, and it's of great value in linguistic field. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much. That was outstanding, mind-blowing presentation we have received from Dr. Jayashree Madam. Before discussion, also, I would like to request each and everyone to give the feedback. Big hand for such a wonderful presentation. And whenever I have seen the topic yesterday, my only word was, oh, that's, I have no imagination that how it will be, because the three great leaders, no doubt about this one, and their speech and the projection of their word, how it will be connected to the English language, and that was creating my interest. And today, really, I think that was fulfilled. I have gone through each and every word that from the using the factual stance, the triggering of the words, how the emotions of the leader and reflected in their speech, and how they are projecting each and every word, and in the English literature, very technical way. I think that part was again presented in a technical way with the data presentation. That was fantastic. That was fantastic part that you have shown us the statistical data way that one particular form, that how much they are using in the short stories or other part also, that how the leaders they are using, and how they become the global leader and his speech. That was awesome. I would like to take the opportunity to unmute our academicians. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, madam. I would like to unmute here Kubai sir. Kubai sir, research officer from Ministry of Higher Education, Kenya. I would like to request you, sir, for your comment regarding this presentation.
Thank you very much, sir, for the information. I'm very, very grateful from Madam, the nice presentation. It's really informative, especially the way he has analyzed the English words that actually the renowned leaders all over the world, especially in US, have been using in terms of giving out the speech, in terms of motivating people and so on. Because he has really brought up in terms of statistics in a very organized way that even for me, I could be able to understand, even follow, even if I'm not a linguistic person, I will be able to follow the presentation very well. Thank you very much, madam, for your nice presentation from Kenya. It's a pleasure to listen to you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your such a wonderful message and a really exceptional presentation. I would like to unmute Abu Said Hosser also, as a man of literature, and Abu Said Hosser also added his comment, our country president from Bangladesh. I would like to request Abu Said Hosser to add your comment regarding the presentation of Dr. Jayashree Madam. Please. I have unmuted you. If it possible, can I read from you, sir? I think that Abu Said sir may be facing some problem to unmute from his side. I would like to take the opportunity to unmute our Samuel from Ghana to add his comment. I have unmuted Sami here, and you can, yes, give your comment.
Yes, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. Okay. Very good afternoon from Ghana. And then thank you. In fact, the presentation was very elaborate and very informative. The speaker gave certain key points, and we, the participants, have also learned one or few things from it. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you very much, Samuel, for such a wonderful message. And truly, it's an informative presentation, and I think that our researcher can adopt this kind of exceptional research as their area of research. I think that more and more opportunities are open in this kind of research, that how that leaders are also using their language along with their own thoughts and their works, and technically how it can be related to the language study. It is very important and a wonderful presentation. Began for Dr. Jayashree Madam for such a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much, madam, for your such a wonderful presentation in this place.
I would like to say a few words. Whatever I have gained yesterday evening, you told me to do the presentation, and I have done it. All the credit goes to Eudoxia Research Center. You were like in my sky world, you are the sun and moon and the galaxy of stars, my gurus, my pranams to my gurus, and you, the topmost guru of all. Because of you two and your team of Eudoxia research scholars and research experts. All of you lent me a hand. By yesterday, overnight, I could do this with a little stuff. I had only 20-30% of the stuff on my laptop, and today I could do this. It is all because of you, and if at all it is worth, the credit goes to Eudoxia Research Center. My pranams to all.
Thank you very much, madam, and we are appreciating your presentation because we have seen the numbers of presentations, but one or two presentations always touching our heart, and it is purely exceptional in nature that we have seen. And in this World Summit, second World Summit, one after another presentation coming from the different academicians and researchers, and we are appreciating your presentation because I have found even yesterday that title that was clicking my mind, and even in the night also I was discussing that how the presentation will be. It's a quite different way of presenting their works and English literature, and that is mind-blowing. Big appreciation to you for such a mind-blowing, outstanding presentation. That was awesome, no doubt. And credit goes to you because of your research, because of your study. You have done this exceptional presentation. Thank you very much, madam. And we hope that in future also we will have more and more presentations from those. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, Doctor.
So we have seen that Dr. Jayashree Madam from UAE, from Qasim University, Saudi Arabia, made a wonderful presentation. And yes, of course, Joe Biden, Modi, and Trump together in an horizon and explaining about their speech, their intent and content. That's the mind-blowing part. And now we would like to move forward, and I hope that we will have more and more presentation here. And I think now we would like to invite, as per our agenda, Samuel Etuk, and I would like to seek the availability. I think that Samuel Etuk is not present. If you were present in another device name, we would like to request you, please send us one message. You can raise your hand. If someone is with another name, then definitely you can write down your message to us. And we have to move forward. Now, I think that we have to invite Sayali Karmode. So I would like to seek Sayali Karmode. I think Sayali Karmode is not present, and definitely we will move forward. And now this is time to invite here Sazia Fatima Wahed. Yes, Sazia Fatima Wahed is present here, and we would like to unmute you, and we would like to request you for your presentation. Very good evening.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries and my fellow researchers. Can I share my screen, sir?